What's good, Commanders fans? This one will be a quick video because there's really not much to say about Lucas Niang. They just signed tackle Lucas Niang. He played right tackle for the Chiefs, and we got another Chiefs guy in here. So we had Nick Allegretti, Andrew Wiley, and now Lucas Niang. Lucas Niang was a former third-round pick. Looking at his draft profile, they call him a dancing bear. So I may put that in the title or in the description, really in the title, the dancing bear. I could say Commanders signed dancing bear tackle. So no, that would be terrible. Instead of say athletic freak. But so he's had a couple of injuries. He opted out in the coronavirus year in 2020. He was the only rookie to opt out, from what I heard from a video that I watched to do some research. He did play right tackle in 2021 when Andrew Wiley got injured. I think Andrew Wiley was healthy and came back. Then he replaced Lucas Niang. He tore his patella tendon as well. Former third-round pick out of TCU. I remember him in the draft process. I do remember him in the draft process. 6'6", 315 pounds, had a 74 production score, 65 athleticism score, 73 total score in the combine, which was ranked 11th among tackles. He ranked 9th in production score amongst tackles in his draft class. Third round pick, like I said, for the Kansas City Chiefs. Two-time NFL Super Bowl champion as well. So he does have that pedigree with Nick Allegretti. He has that pedigree with Andrew Wiley. Will he make the roster? It's a question mark because you got Connerly and Wiley at right tackle. Now he is, and the thing with Herbig, because Herbig just retired, so they had to make a roster move to make the roster to 90 because it was at 89 with Nate Herbig retiring. The thing with Herbig is he could play guard and center. Niang is not going to give you that flexibility, that positional flexibility, or that positional versatility that we definitely could have used. Now Michael Dieter is probably going to make the roster still. But let's look at some of the numbers for Lucas Niang. There's not a lot of like PFF numbers that I see because I don't have a subscription, so I can't see his numbers from like 2023 or 2022 and 2021. He didn't play last year because he was on the practice squad and got released by the Chiefs. But he's wore number 67 to 77. He's 26 years old, about to be 27 very, very soon. He played in 12 games in 2021, started 9, played in 7 games in 2022, didn't start in any, and then he played in 14 games in 2023, did not start in any of those games. So I don't know if he played special teams in those games or was more of a swing tackle. So in 2023, he played, 58 snaps? 2021, he had 525 snaps. He had 9 snaps in 2022, 58 snaps in 2023. So he barely played in 2022. He barely played in 2023. He had 47 snaps on special teams in 2021, 35 snaps on special teams in 2022, 60 snaps in 2023. So he was more of a special teams guy in 2023. I think him opting out in 2020 didn't help. He only had one false start in 2021, which is pretty good. Through 12 games and 9 starts, he only had one false start. He only had one holding penalty in 2021 as well. With 9 starts. That's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good because Laramie Tunsil needs to work on his false starts. He only had one penalty in 2023, but he barely played in 2023. But let's look at the Wikipedia here. Like I said, I got to do my Googles on this guy and do my research because it's been a long time. He is fluent in French. His dad's from France, if that matters at all. Let's see here. So he was at the starting right tackle to begin the 2021 season. He started 7 of the first 9 games, missing 2 with a shoulder injury before suffering a ribs injury in week 9. He missed the next 4 games. He made his first start at left tackle, so he does have flexibility there. He can be a swing tackle in week 17, but suffered a torn patellar tendon in that game, so he's pretty injury prone. He was placed on IR on January 7, 2022. On August 23, 2022, he was placed on the reserve PUP list. He was activated from the reserve PUP list 3 months later. Niang won his first Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Let's see here. First French national player to ever win a Super Bowl, so that's pretty cool. Won a second straight Super Bowl on that team where they beat the Niners. Then he was waived on August 27, 24 and re-signed to the practice squad, but he was released on November 26th. So that's the write-up on Lucas Niang. Now at TCU, he was a dog, just like everybody's a dog in college anyway. But let's look at some of the numbers that he had at TCU. 2019 PFF grades 81.0 overall, 84.8 pass block grade, 73.8 running block grade, and he had 0 sacks allowed in 2017 and 2019, which is pretty darn good, pretty remarkable as well. 97.7 pass blocking efficiency in 17, 18, and 19. 17, 18, and 19. So that's pretty good. But let's look at the strengths, and then we'll wrap this up. NFL comparison: Titus Howard. Overview is a dancing bear with good agility and a great football IQ. He doesn't carry his weight proportionally and looked heavier, slower in 2019, but he clearly has NFL starting talent. Niang is a scheme-diverse run blocker with athleticism for move blocks and technique leverage to open running lanes with power. Strengths are widens and centers into contact. Hands and hips work in unison as a run blocker. Strikes, leverages, and uproots his foes. Moves well laterally and gains ground in open space. Physical ability to handle all run blocking schemes. Patience at second level, but lands with pop. Uses length to maintain feel on first and second levels. Will alter slide speed to mirror potential inside counters. So let's move on to the weaknesses. Body type could be a turnoff for some teams. Top heavyweight distribution with skinny calves. Uneven kick slides and opens up outside hip early. So yeah, that's the write-up on him. Loses hand dominance and sustain as a base blocker. So November surgery for torn hip labrum, and that's probably why he doesn't have a RAS. He doesn't have a relative athletic score too, because I looked that up. He doesn't have one, so that's probably because of the torn labrum. So he's been pretty injury prone throughout his career, man. And we just had Nate Herbig retire from a torn rotator cuff, possibly. And we're bringing in a guy who has had an injury history here with Lucas Niang. So should they have possibly brought back Amin Dankwa from Howard University, or do you give this guy a chance at Lucas Niang that has NFL experience and championship pedigree there? So there's really no ties with Adam Peters, but let me see if there was any other tackles that we may have could have just went after that might have been a better option. But we're talking about the 90th guy on the roster here. Jedrick Wills, that's really it. Jack Driscoll, Jerron Christian, former commander, former Washington football team player. That's really, I mean, you're not going to find a lot of guys available at this point. So, but all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, Hell's Commanders, brought in another tackle. Peace.